How do folks, Bonzi here, Merry Christmas. I'm just going to quickly show you how I do some engine turning, or machine turning I think they call it, one of the two, I can't quite remember. So you will have seen this on vintage cars, airplane dashboards, that sort of thing, old fashioned stuff, and it's a really nice effect, especially on aluminium. I think originally it was designed to cover the scratches, machine marks and stamping marks on things that had been manufactured, but yeah, it's a very nice effect on stuff. So it's dead easy, really easy. Well, you can do this in a pillar drill, or you can do it in a hand drill as well. Obviously a hand drill, it's a bit more unstable, whereas a pillar drill, this doesn't move around and you can hold the other end more firmly with your hand. So I would try and use a pillar drill if you can, or something like this. The actual holder for the sponge, this one I've just made up in brass, just turned it up in brass, and you can make these in any size. This one is, I think it's about 1 inch. So what I use for the medium, you can buy special sticks for doing this stuff, but they're hellish expensive. But you can use Scotch pads, which are obviously not quite as aggressive as sandpaper, and I use these sanding blocks, which I get off Amazon, and they're dead cheap. I get the I can't remember the exact seller, but they do like seconds, so some of these have got little chips out of them or whatever, and they come in various grades. But for the engine turning, I use the coarse stuff, and you don't need to cut a circle. All you need to do is cut yourself a nice little square, and appropriate to the size of hole you've got there, and stuff it in the hole, and it'll hold it in there nicely. Try and square it up a bit as best you can, like that. And it's important to get a bit of foam proud of the holder, so when you squash it down, the holder doesn't go into your metal. So that's the first part. So we'll stick that in the drill. So when you're doing these presses down, we want to start with, wherever we start, we go across half and half again and do a row, and then when we do the second row we come half down again and then go to the between the first two, and then again. So as for speed, I set mine to well, that's on my machine, it's saying it's about 300 RPM. You don't want it going a million miles an hour, there's no need. So let's do a run. So as you can see, you don't need a great deal of pressure, so do one, go across half, and again. So there's the first row. If you wanted to, you could set your workpiece up in your table and use the hand wheels, so maybe run three across, down, 3 down, 3 down, and so on, and then when you want to go the other way, you'd have to work out how many handle turns you want to go to do the next run. I just kind of do them hand by hand. So we're going to go half down now, and then half across again. And then same again. And there we go. And with a bit of practice, you can get a nice straight edge. That's just quickly done. My hand was actually hitting on that. It's a really nice effect and so easy. like I say, you can do it with Scotch pads, but I find it's not strong enough to get a nice sort of score on the aluminium, and it wears out dead quick. Whereas these are really coarse, and you get a really nice effect with it. So there you go, folks. That's a little bit of engine turning. Hope you found that useful. If you give it a go, let me know how you get on. Cheers, folks. Merry Christmas. See you soon.